Indigenous folks have a deeper and richer understanding of how the systems that we depend on work.
We look at this land as a relative, and these falls were sacred.
Water is life for us. Like, we can't live without water, so that's very important to us.
It's a living relative, and we take care of her so she in turn can take care of us. Owámniyomni Okhódayapi, Dakota Iap, De Wichoda Makiapie, English Iashalibaka Makiapie, Damakota, Oyate Mitawakim, Bede Wakantua, Ewichakiapie, Tintuinta Oyanke, Hechitahawahi. We're working on the Owámniyomni project, which Owámniyomni is like turbulent waters. Loosely, that's what it is. And for us, that whole area is considered Owámniyomni, not just the falls, it's the whole area is a sacred site for the Dakota people. So that's where we're currently focused on.
Originally, the Mississippi came down here. There was falls right here. This is how marginalized and changed the site has become over the years for industrialization. This was a huge act of Armageddon in these parts.
This site was a place where we would go to pray. There was a sacred island that was just down from there called Witawanachi, or Spirit Island. It was a place where some of our Dakota women would go and give birth. It was a place that my ancestors felt like connected us, the spirit world and the living world connected together. So it was a very sacred site with a lot of power, a lot of living beings around it that really was something special to our people.
So Owámniyomni Okhódayapi, our number one and only mission, and everything else we do wraps around that mission of land restoration. Land restoration.
The project itself is important for all Minnesotans and anybody who comes to visit the site, because right now all you see is something very unwelcoming. You see concrete, asphalt, gnarly looking fence all the way around, no place to connect to the water currently. And so we're really working to change that and really make it a place that people are happy to come to and feel a connection to nature and water. And there's a history before colonization, there's a history before the industrialization, and it's really important to make sure that we don't forget that history and that the Dakota people aren't forgotten in their homelands. So for us to be able to have those stories told again, and for our people to have a voice again, and to be able to come home to our homelands and feel safe and welcomed, that's really important. Not only is our project a transformation of the land, but we've had a transformation of our organization as well. It tells a story, and it's an important story that you don't always hear. The organization started out in 2016 after the federal government closed the lock and dam for commercial navigation. So two influential white men decided they were going to build this huge welcoming center. They did more community engagement, realized that the site is a sacred site of the Dakota people. We need to talk to them. And that's when the vision for the site really changed. We changed our name to Owámniyomni Okhódayapi, and we really wanted to focus on partnering with the tribes.
All 4 Dakota tribes were invited. They involved us right away, instead of waiting until like after they had everything planned and said, hey, this is what we're gonna do, how does this look? You know, they invited us and asked our opinion, and we helped structure what the project was gonna be.
And the Dakota Knowledge Keepers had to be in the project, at the center of the project from start to finish, and really empowered to help change what happens at that site.
I'm just really happy that they're actually collecting seeds and soil from our tribe and using it to restore the area. I think it helps educate some of the knowledge we lost, not even just for Dakota people, but just everybody in general, because a lot of the stuff that I'm learning, I didn't learn in high school. I feel like if you're here on Dakota land, you should learn at least that history.
McKnight's Indigenous engagement approach is we're really focused on asking ourselves the question, who is on this land first? So I think McKnight, we feel particularly responsible for looking at how do we engage our Indigenous populations as we think about sacred sites, as we think about Native nations, as we think about our urban populations. It's about really meeting them where they're at. The Owámniyomni site is significant to McKnight because both of our buildings were housed right here. We've moved to a new site, which is literally just a block down, and we see our relationship, to the falls, and I really think that this is part of our commitment and sort of visibilizing the Indigenous roots that are here.
There are a number of things that contribute to my sustained enthusiasm about this project. One is that it's Indigenous-led. That really drives to me, all the rest of what makes this really work. It's always about building relationships.
When the Dakota eat, everybody eats. Everybody eats. Everybody has a place. That's what Dakota Led means. And for us, it doesn't matter how much melanin you have in your skin, the shape or color of your eye, how you vote, how you pray, who you love. If you come from the Owámniyomni, and each one of us is a Owámniyomni, you are the same race of people. Wherever you call home, wherever you rest your head at night, understand you have agency here too.
So we're really proud to be able to have a place that everybody can use, they can learn.
Just the access, being able to get to the water, having people of all abilities being able to get there too, and just sharing that culture and the education to anybody and everybody who wants to learn.
It's a totally different way of life. It's a different way of looking at the world around us. Instead of seeing that water or that land or even those plantings as a resource that you can make money off of and profit from, you can see it as a relative and treat them better. And if you start thinking like that, you start changing your way of life and just your everyday life. And that's what we hope to do with our site here.